C2 as we move to round 5 in the championship in West Germany, the Hockenheim 1,000-kilometre race on the 14th of July. So in the first 4 rounds of the championship, Rothmans Porsche have only won twice. Kramer Porsche won at Monza and Neumann Porsche, of course, at Le Mans. It's an all Rothmans Porsche front row. Quickest man, Jochen Mass, with the number 1 car. The Lancia Martini's only qualifying in 6th and 8th place. As off onto the grass and back on goes Oscar Larari. The battle, though, on into the first corner between Manfred Winkelhock on the inside, pushing and shoving his way round, and Jochen Mass there in 2nd place, just scraping through. Temperatures in the low 90 degrees. It's very hot as we see the start once again from inside the number 2 Rothmans Porsche, driven by Hans Stuck. Winkelhock on the inside, Jochen Mass on the outside, the two touching. So into an early lead went Manfred Winkelhock. We go up into 2nd place. Then into the lead goes Stefan Beloff, who takes that lead away from his compatriot Manfred Winkelhock. Beloff in the blue car. Up into 3rd place from 6th place on the grid goes a hard-charging Riccardo Patrese. In fact, it is Beloff who leads. Patrese now into 2nd place for the Lancia, Winkelhock 3rd, then the 2 Rothmans Porsches of Hans Stuck and Jochen Mass. With Beloff pulling away a little bit, this is the battle for 2nd, 3rd and 4th place. Winkelhock has got back into 2nd place. We're right behind the little Lancia. We pull out of his slipstream into the stadium complex, and up into 3rd spot we go. Winkelhock off in the distance, chasing leader Stefan Beloff. The leader now has a 5-second advantage over Winkelhock, but it's all changed behind Winkelhock because the Rothmans Porsches are now 3rd and 4th, with Riccardo Patrese and the Lancia dropping back in 5th place, conserving fuel. We chase Manfred Winkelhock with the Rothmans Porsche driven by Hans Stuck, and Winkelhock almost goes off right in front of our eyes. Up into 2nd place we go with Hans Stuck. One of the real problems here at Hockenheim is the amount of people the organisers actually let into the pits. It's absolutely ridiculous, and in 1985 it almost proved fatal. The number 2 Rothmans Porsche comes into the pits for its routine fuel stop. And suddenly there's pandemonium around the number 2 car. A fire breaks out into the pits, in the Rothmans Porsche pits. Stuck runs for his life. And there you see the inferno inside the Rothmans Porsche pits. And right in front of that inferno you see there 40-gallon drums full of high-octane fuel. The blaze is quickly put out not by the firemen here at Hockenheim, who seem completely inept at doing anything, but by the Porsche mechanics, and their one brave soul actually switching off the oxygen cylinders. Meanwhile, Derek Bell absolutely calm inside that Rothmans Porsche. It actually hasn't lost quite so much time as we'd expect. It's taken about another 30-odd seconds to refuel that car, and still the crowd's there in the pits. If anybody should be fined by the FISA, the governing body of motorsport, it is the organisers here at Hockenheim for allowing every Tom, Dick and or Harry into the pits. It's a totally dangerous and unnecessary situation. The number 1 Porsche of Jackie Ickx and Jochen Mass is subsequently delayed by some 5 minutes, whilst everybody tries to clean up the damage from the fire. Out on the circuit, it's Thierry Boutsen who leads from Manfred Winkelhock's Kramer Porsche. In 3rd place, Derek Bell with the number 2 Rothmans Porsche. Meanwhile, back in the pit, team manager Norbert Singer, who has received serious burns during the course of the fire, is tended to by the Porsche team doctor, Dr. Huber, and comforted by team member Jochen Mass. 3 other members of the team were also sent to hospital, but less seriously injured. Here, the battle for the lead now between the Brunn Porsche and the Kramer car, the number 9 car, driven by Manfred Winkelhock. Leading Group C2, Ray Mallock with the Bovis Ecos, ahead of the Spice Tiger of Gordon Spice and Ray Bellum. Then the number 5 Lancia, driven by Mauro Baldi, spins. What, no Jags, it says on the pit wall? Well, the Jaguars of Tom Walkinshaw Racing will be entered for the next round of the championship in Canada at Mosport. Stefan Beloff waits for teammate Thierry Boutsen to bring in the leading car. When he does so, just over 20 seconds between himself and Winkelhock with the Kramer Porsche. And some 25 seconds behind the Kramer Porsche, this car, the number 2 Rothmans Porsche of Hans Stuck and Derek Bell. The second place Kramer Porsche is now in the pits. Manfred Winkelhock bringing it in with a split fuel tank, and it erupts in flames. It's so hot here at Hockenheim that the fuel is blowing back through the fuel lines as they refuel the cars. It's obviously dropped onto the hot turbocharger and ignited the already ruptured fuel tank inside the Porsche. The fuel tank ignites again, and it's left up for the Kramer team to actually put the fire out. You may well wonder where the German firefighters are. Well, here they are doing their version of a Keystone Cops movie. They spray everything but the stricken Porsche, including our cameraman. The organisation here at Hockenheim can best be described as a farce. And as the Kramer Porsche is pushed away, there's another fire up the top end of the pit lane. This time it's the Cosmic March, and this time the firefighters are there, but the fire's been put out by the team. If you were walking up the pit lane here at Hockenheim, it resembled a street in Lebanon. And then on lap 100, the lead car goes out with electrical failure, and the number 1 Rothmans Porsche of Jochen Mass and Jackie X also goes out with a blown engine. This elevated the number 2 Rothmans Porsche of Derek Bell and Hans Stuck into the lead, and Hans Stuck just cannot stand the tension. Derek Bell driving a superb last stint despite great pressure from the Lancia of Sandro Nannini that closes to within 25 seconds of the new race leader. Then with just 3 laps to go, the Lancia of Nannini runs out of fuel, and victory here for the first time in 1985 goes to an overjoyed, delighted and emotional Hans Stuck and, of course, Derek Bell. What a victory, and what an incredible motor race. Derek Bell, also his first victory of 1985. So they now take the lead in the World Drivers' Championship from their teammates Jackie X and Jochen Mass. Just 40 seconds between first and second, Larari Segala second, the Newman Porsche of Ludwig and Barilla in third place. New leaders in the Drivers' Series then, Derek Bell and Hans Stuck on 62 points. In the World Championship for teams, Rothmans Porsche in